Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Lean Publishing tip of the day. Today, we're going to be talking about setting custom author information on a self-published book's webpage on Leanpub. So basically on every book that's published on Leanpub has its own webpage. And if you scroll down, you'll see about the author information on that book landing page. And we actually have a setting where you can kind of override your ordinary profile information on a specific book. So you can have specific custom author information for that book. Before I get to showing you how to do that, just the usual sort of first minute or two housekeeping. You can find all these videos recorded for posterity on our YouTube channel at Leanpub. Just look for the Lean Publishing Tip of the Day playlist there. You can also find an accompanying blog post for each of these Lean Publishing Tips of the Day on our blog at leanpub.com/blog. As I always like to say, if you don't see the article there, when you go to the blog page, just click on the magnifying glass and search. You should be able to find it. There's also a tag for the blog post called Tip of the Day, which should help you find these as well. The reason to go to the article is maybe you prefer articles to watching someone like me talk, and you would rather read. And there's also helpful links and stuff like that in the blog post that you can use. Follow us and subscribe wherever you find us on social media, wherever you're watching this. If you like these Lean Publishing Tips of the Day, you can also get them delivered to your inbox by signing up for the Lean Publishing Daily Newsletter, and you'll find a button to do that at the top of each of these blog posts, and it's probably pretty easy to find. You just search for Lean Publishing Daily Newsletter, and you can usually find a banner on our homepage at leanpub.com where you can sign up. So let's talk about adding custom author information to a book landing page. So let me begin by, let's just go to Leanpub. And if you go to a normal Leanpub book, let's go to Neil's book here from the shelf. And you scroll obviously you see the ordinary stuff, book cover, pricing, pricing sliders where people could buy, the little teaser as we call it, the book status. This book is 100% complete. You'll see about the book information and stuff like that. But if you scroll down, he also has translations. You'll see an about the author section. And so here's the information that Neil has shown here. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about Neil's story, you can find, he was a guest on the Leanpub podcast at one point. You can find that on YouTube as well. Just search for Leanpub podcast. But this is what kind of, ordinary about the author section looks like. Actually, I didn't plan this, but, Neil's interesting kind of sort of opposite kind of example to pick, because he writes books about yoga, but he also writes books about the Chinese language and personal transformation with his learning how to learn mental models books. So he's the kind of person who might actually want to have different about the author information for individual books. If you look at my live stream book here that I sort of building over time, it's still pretty basic. Here's the about the author section for me. So the default about the author information comes from your Leanpub profile page. You can find that very easily if you go to account and profile. I'm not going to show you mine because there's some private information on there, but basically there's an about section there where you can sort of set this, you can add links, stuff like that. But sometimes people actually want to have custom information on that section of the book. And the reason would be, like I said, if you're Neil and you Kelleher and you write books about yoga, but you also write books about the Chinese language, and you also write books about, kind of, personal transformation. You actually might want a different kind of author bio for specific books. So I know the sort of more classic example would be you're a Leanpub author and you've written books about, your profession and your expertise in your profession, whether it's cloud computing, whether it's, microservices, whether it's, psychology, stuff like that, history of stamps. We've got a book about that and things like that. But you might also write fiction. You might also write novels. And so for your nonfiction book about your profession, you might want to cite your professional kind of achievements and accomplishments, where you've worked, where you currently work, things like that. And if you've written a science fiction novel, people probably won't be interested in your day job. They're going to be interested in other novels that you've written and things like that. Or just sort of things about your personal life. You might even have a pen name or something like that. So we've got a way to essentially kind of override the default about the author information. And you can do that by going to your overview page for your book. The easiest way to do that is to go to the landing page for your book and click edit. You'll find an edit button there. displayed prominently. And then you can go to your book's overview page, which is the sort of like main page that shows you everything you can do when you're working on a Leanpub book. It's very easy to add this custom information about the author. You just click custom author info. You can actually change your name. You know, one thing you might want to do for some books is you might want to, if you've got a doctorate or if you're a medical doctor, you might want to put doctor in front of your name for some books and not for others. Here's a custom about the author blurb. Glenn wrote a DPhil in English on political speech and transparency. Well, clarity actually is the better term, and obscurity. In political language. So let's update the author, and that's so all you need to do is type that in there. You can do all the normal links, stuff like that. Click update author. And now let's see if that has changed on the book landing page. Yep, so it's changed right away. You can see my changes already reflected there. Now I'm Dr. Leanpub. But if I went to my other books that are published, I would still see the ordinary default stuff. I wouldn't see anything that I just changed. This is unique to this book. It's that easy to do. There's not really that much more to explain about today's tip of the day, because that, it's all about just changing that information. But yeah, it's really easy to have like sort of custom about the author blurb information per book on Leanpub. The way you do it is you go to your book's overview page and you click on custom author info under settings. If you came in late to this video, you can find it recorded on YouTube on our YouTube channel at Leanpub. Please like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And you can also find the accompanying blog post for this Lean Publishing tip of the day on our blog at leanpub.com/blog. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching this live stream today.